Standard 10th, Unit 1, Lesson 1.6, The Alchemy of Nature. The alchemy of nature means the nature has a special power to heal, inspire, and transform us. By spending time in nature, we become happier, healthier, and more powerful. To see a world in a grain of sand and heaven in a wildflower, hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. William Blake. Here, William Blake says that great beauty and deep meaning can be found in small and ordinary things. Nature teaches us to see the wonders of the world with careful observation and imagination. To see a world in a grain of sand means even a tiny grain of sand can show the beauty of wonder of the whole world. And heaven in a wildflower means a simple wildflower reflects God's beauty and the beauty of nature. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand means small things can help us understand endless beauty and ideas. And eternity in an hour means one happy and meaningful moment can feel like forever. Overall meaning of these four lines are as follows. The poet teaches us to find beauty, truth, and happiness in simple things. Nature helps us understand the greatness of life through even the smallest objects. The passage tells us that people naturally love nature. Spending time outdoors helps us feel calm, happy, and healthy. Nature has the power to heal and inspire us. It gives us peace, helps us grow, makes us happy, and encourages us to live a better life. The line, nature whispers and commands, are you listening? Means that nature speaks to us through birds, trees, rivers, and the wind. It also reminds us to take care and protect the environment. The line, when I do, it leaves me an awe, means that when you truly listen to nature, we feel wonder, respect, and admiration for its beauty. The life of hibiscus flower teaches us an important lesson about life. A hibiscus plant in the garden blooms once every fortnight. The flower is big, bright, and tender. During the day, it looks cheerful as it smiles in the sunshine and dances in the wind. As evening comes, the flower starts wilting. By the next morning, it has withered completely, and by evening, it falls to the ground and becomes one with the earth again. Although the flower lives for only one day, it spends that day is full of beauty, joy, and glory. The writer asks us to learn from the flower. Even if our life is short, we should live it happily and meaningfully, making the best use of every moment. In short, life may be short, but it should be lived with joy, purpose, and full enthusiasm. The power of persistence teaches us that gentle and continuous effort is stronger than great force. The writer describes a visit to a rocky beach where the vast, majestic ocean and the hard rocks create a beautiful scene. Over many years, the flowing water has carved, sculpted, and shaped the rocks into different forms. Although water is soft and gentle and rocks are hard and strong, the water never stops flowing. Day after day, year after year, it slowly changed the shape of the rocks. This shows that patience, consistency, and persistence can overcome even the strongest obstacles. The passage compares the rocks to the big problems we face in life and water to our small but continuous efforts. Even if our problem seems colossal, we should never lose hope. If we keep trying with determination and patience, we can overcome difficulties and achieve success. Here we learnt that never give up like water that slowly shapes hard rocks. Our steady efforts, patience, and persistence can help us overcome even the biggest challenges in life. The passage teaches us an important lesson from nature. During the cold winter months, the tree stood bare with no leaves, making it seem as if its life was over. However, as time passed and spring arrived, the same tree became green again. It was covered with fresh leaves, beautiful flowers, singing birds, and new life. This change reminds us that difficult times are only temporary. Just as winter does not last forever, our problems, failures, sadness, or disappointments will also pass. If we have conviction, patience, and hope, better days will surely come. The message encourages us that to lose courage during hard times. Every season in life has a purpose. Challenges help us grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Like the tree, we too can recover, bloom again, and enjoy happier days. This too shall pass means no matter how difficult life seems today, it will not remain the same forever. Stay hopeful, keep believing, and never give up. While walking, we saw an army of ants carrying a fly that was at least 10 times larger than a single ant. Instead of trying to move it alone, the ants worked together. They surrounded by the fly, lifted it with their delicate feelers and legs, and carried it a long distance. Their unity, discipline, and teamwork were truly impressive. This scene teaches us an important lesson. No challenge is too big when people work together with a common goal. If we too are consistent, organized, and focused, we can overcome difficulties that may seem impossible at first. Success is not always about strength or size, it is about cooperation, determination, and perseverance. Teamwork turns impossible tasks into achievable goals. Together, we can accomplish far more than we can alone. A spider's web looks very thin and delicate, so we can may think it can break easily, but in reality, it is surprisingly strong. A spider makes its web from spider silk, which is one of the strongest natural materials in the world. Spider silk is also flexible, which means it can stretch without breaking. This helps the web absorb the force of flying insects. As a result, the web is strong enough to catch insects that are much bigger and heavier than the spider itself. Never judge something by its appearance. Even things that look small or fragile can be amazingly strong. Nature is full of amazing wonders that inspires us every day. A rainbow spreads beautiful colors across the sky. After rain reminds us of the beauty of nature. An oyster takes in a tiny grain of sand. To protect itself, it covers the grain with layers over time, and this eventually forms a beautiful pearl. This teaches us that something precious can grow from a small difficulty. At night, innumerable stars shine across the infinite sky, showing us the vastness and beauty of the universe. Clouds keep changing their shapes with every passing moment, reminds us that change is a natural and constant part of life. Here we learn that nature teaches us that beauty, strength, patience, and change are all part of life. If we observe nature carefully, we can learn valuable lessons about hope, perseverance, and growth. This passage tells us that nature is the greatest teacher. Every part of nature teaches us an important lesson about life. The wind makes the trees dance with unhindered passion, which means they move freely, joyfully, and without any fear or restriction. Water has no ego. It changes its shape according to the container it is in and follows the influence of the sun and the wind. This teaches us to be humble, flexible, and adaptable. A caterpillar slowly turns into a beautiful butterfly, and a flower gradually changes into a fruit. These natural changes reminds us the growth takes time, patience and continuous efforts. The writer calls this wonderful transformation the alchemy of nature. Just as alchemy is the magical process of turning ordinary metal into gold, nature has the power to transform simple things into something beautiful and valuable. In the final line, we touch it and become gold ourselves means that if we learn from nature and allows its lesson to touch our hearts and minds, we too can transform ourselves into kind, wise, humble, and successful human being. Nature teaches us to be joyful like the trees, humble like water, patient like the caterpillar, and ever growing like a flower that becomes a fruit. By following these lessons, we can become the best version of ourselves.